Today, student, we are going to learn about the temperature. Temperature refers to the degree of hotness or coldness of the air. So, why are there variation in the temperature? The Earth's atmosphere contains gases known as greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gases absorb the heat from the sunlight. So that's why we feel different variation. From this diagram you can see due to the gravitational force, the air particle or the gases are close connect to the each other. That's why when the sunlight comes here, the heat of the sunlight absorbed in these particles, and due to the close connected or denser connection of the gases will not let the heat of the sunlight back into the space. As you go up at high altitude, these particles will scattered or dense because gravitational force here in this portion is less as compared to the surface. So that's why on the top of the mountain the sunlight comes quickly, but due to the light gases over there, the sunlight will not trap there for a long time. So that's why as it easily come, it easily goes back in the air. This will not trap there for a long time, so there the temperature is less. About 165 meter, as you go up in there, the temperature will decrease 1 degree Celsius. So now let's learn about the degrees of the temperature. The symbol for the degrees has shown in this figure as a small dotted on the a number, and the unit of the temperature is Celsius, which is denoted from degree C, mostly used for the weather, and Fahrenheit, which is mostly used to measure the temperature of a body, denoted from degree F, and Kelvin, which has shown from K. So according to the scientist, 1 degree Celsius is equal to 33.8 degree Fahrenheit, or 1 degree Celsius is equal to 274.15 Kelvin. So how can we measure the temperature of a place or a body? We measure the temperature of a place into two ways. The maximum and minimum temperature we record by thermometer. The minimum temperature record before the sunrise and after the sunset, and maximum temperature records during the time when the sun is overhead, that is that noon and afternoon time. If the temperature of a place in a day has record 35 degrees Celsius, and temperature of the night of that place records 10 degrees Celsius, so the difference between these two temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. The difference in this way shows that such a place can say that the temperature varies a lot. Let's know the sources of the temperature. The sources of the temperature we receive in two ways. One is natural way and second is man-made way. In natural way, directly we receive the sun from sunlight temperature, and the second is earthquakes or volcanic eruption. These two is called geothermal energy, which increase the temperature of a place. Second, by man-made. First is our transportation from our vehicles, release of toxic gases. These toxic gases increase in the temperature of a place, means make that place more dense temperature. Then burning of the fossil fuel also release carbon dioxide, which affects the house. And then our industrialization, from due to our industries, more and more toxic gases which are dense released in a form of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide in the air, which make our air more dense, and this dense air trap the sunlight inside, which increase the temperature of that place. Then forest fire, sometime forests get burned in the summer season, it also release abundant of the carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Then shifting agriculture, which we learned in the further lessons. Then mining and blasting, we use toxic bombs to dig or mine the hard surface of the earth. Then satellite launching, during the launching our launchers also emit more and more toxic gases. Then wars, in the wars also we use different weapons like missiles, rocket launchers, bombs, atom bombs, etc., which increase in the or which affect the greenhouse. Then deforestation also increase the temperature of a place in a daytime. So resulted all these things global warming. Now let's see why are there variation in the temperature. So first example is cities and villages. In cities have more buildings and paved surface such as roads, which absorb more heat and surface than surface covered with trees, gases are and barren soil like villages. Hence they tend to have higher temperature. The temperature do not only vary from one place to another place, they are changing all the time. You may wake up to a cold morning, but as the day progresses, it becomes cool and then gets warmer. Mountains, you may have learned that it is colder on mountain than on lowland, or you may have experienced it is as you move up high land, the Earth's atmosphere contains there more gases in the lowland, such as greenhouse gases, which absorb the heat from the sun. The gases are denser near to its surface due to the pull of gravitational force. Hence, most of the heat is absorbed near the surface. The Earth's surface also gives off heat in a form of terrestrial radiation. On the mountains, there is less water vapor and other gases to absorb the heat. Hence, the temperature is low on the mountains. So that's why distance from the sea and land and sea breeze affect the temperature. During the day, solar radiation exceeds terrestrial radiation. That's why Earth's surface becomes warmer. At night, no solar radiation is received and the surface of the Earth cools. It cools until about an hour after sunrise. Shortly after sunrise, solar radiation is received and the surface of the Earth gradually becomes warmer. In some places, the day and night temperature difference can be very big, sometimes 10 degrees Celsius or more. In a desert, for example, the day temperature can be as high as 40 degrees Celsius, but at night it falls below 0 degrees Celsius. The reason is that the surface of the desert carry less water vapor or less air pressure. That's why the heat radiation cannot trap there. So it heated easily in the daytime. As the sun set, it released the solar radiation quickly. Now let's learn about the solar radiation and terrestrial radiation. Solar radiation, when the sunlight hits the surface of the earth, about 55% of the solar radiation the earth absorbed, and then convert this solar radiation into heat. The earth itself also have geothermals which release from its surface. So in this figure you can see that this is the solar radiation which hit the surface of the earth, and 45% of the solar radiation reflect back in the air and 55% absorbed in the earth. Other 45% heat earth itself release in a form of geothermal from its surface.